Congressman Zeldin now, Republican of New York, and also now a gubernatorial candidate. Congressman, great to see you. And you and I have often said this when it comes to crime. Wish it were certainly under different circumstances for this first topic, and that is of that dad. Why is it taking this governor so long to even acknowledge what's happening?
Because she's been pandering to pro-criminal allies, and she's been on the wrong side of these issues, one after another. But why would you have somebody who has the prior criminal record, who's under investigation, be inside of that hotel? Why is the taxpayers paying for that person to be in there? I mean, there's all sorts of questions that we're waiting for answers on. Over the course of this past week, you've had people murdered throughout New York State who were murdered by people released on cashless bail. We've had people attacked by individuals who violated their parole, but because of a law that Hochul signed called Less is More, their parole officer was unable to have them detained. We've had people, just yesterday, there was a span of 10 hours where 4 people were stabbed on New York City subways. While we were mourning the loss of an EMT who was stabbed to death on a lunch break unprovoked, we then had a steam fitter who was stabbed to death on an L train. We've all seen the video of the Green Goblin gang that were attacking individuals. We're not recapping what happened in the last year, Harris. We're talking about what's happened over the course of the last week or two. Kathy Hochul can't confront this head on because she hasn't actually been doing anything about it. She should be repealing cashless bail. She should be getting rid of rogue district attorneys like Alvin Bragg who refuse to enforce the law. Repeal Less is More. Repeal the HALT Act. Our corrections officers are getting attacked. Amend Raise the Age. Roll back the discovery law changes. You support our men and women in law enforcement. Pass a law enforcement Bill of Rights. That list goes on, but she doesn't want to do any of it.
Gosh, in this video to the left, if people are watching, this is part of that 10 to 14-day span of violence here in the city that Congressman Zeldin is talking about. I mean, the video just goes on and on and on. You know, but I understand with all of it, maybe she can't respond to each and everything. But this is something that people are asking for a response. How hard is it to look at another parent? Don't we all dream of waiting in a lobby while our child is making their dreams come true, and we're visiting them wherever that might be? Maybe it's a sports complex, maybe it's a college, wherever it is, supporting our little one all grown up, and you get shot while doing that. Just real quick thought, and then we'll move on.
Yeah, if you want to be the governor of the state of New York, if you want to be president of the United States, you're signing up for a tough job. You need to be willing to accept responsibility. People want to feel the passion that you actually care about, understanding that there's an issue here and that you're focused on solutions to actually tackle it. And people just aren't getting that from Kathy Hochul. She wants to talk about anything other than these issues that are most important to New Yorkers. They are focused on crime.
Well, maybe there's a phone call or an email or something we'll learn about later where she reached out to that family. But that's something that you as lawmakers do all the time. And I know right now there's a New York City Police Department commissioner news conference getting started on all the crime statistics. And there's cities that aren't even reporting them all to the FBI. I mean, it is unbelievable where we are right now, Congressman. Let's move to this. Less than an hour ago, New York City Mayor Eric Adams declared a state of emergency. It's not over the crime in his city. It's over the illegal immigrants that Texas Governor Abbott and other governors are sending to New York City because their areas are overflowing. And they would like for other people to know what is going on at the border. The mayor of New York City is blaming those Republicans and now demanding aid from the federal government and not giving it to those border communities instead, taking it from them and giving them to this liberal city.
We have not asked for this. There was never any agreement to take on the job of supporting thousands of asylum seekers. This responsibility was simply handed to us without warning as buses began showing up. There's no playbook for this. Today, we're issuing a clear message. The time for aid to New York is now. We need help from the federal government, help from the state of New York.
Well, first of all, he knows that what he says is a lie, that they didn't ask for it. As a former Republican, he ought to know this is a sanctuary city. They were begging for it. It's part of their identity, Congressman.
And we have had people getting flown into New York airports a lot longer than these buses have been arriving. They were first coming into Westchester Airport, then they were going to Stewart, now they're coming into Montgomery
Via
Airport.
the federal government.
So let's not... Yeah, right, via the Joe Biden travel agency, where they're flying you to these destinations. They'll give you a phone on top of it. What we should be doing is calling on President Biden and the Biden administration to secure our southern border, end catch and release, enforce the Remain in Mexico policy, support our Customs and Border Patrol agents, and to stop incentivizing and rewarding illegal entry. That is actually how we're going to solve it. Listen, if the federal government sent New York City a check today to take care of everyone who is here currently illegally, that's not going to solve the issue, because you still have people coming across illegally every day. And if you want to talk about a state of emergency, it's not just about people who are coming. It's also about things. It's about the fentanyl. It's about the drugs that pours across our southern border. And that ends up inside of these cities and these states across the country. And the last thing I'd say is, for these border communities and these border states, they're desperate. They don't know what else to do. And we shouldn't be speaking of this as if they have a whole bunch of other choices on the table. They're begging the federal government for help. They feel like they have run out of options.
Well, to see this mayor, who, when he was so brand new, said that, well, if you're here illegally, they're going to find a way for you to vote. There are obviously some things going on at play here that, as a governor, I would think you'll probably dig into should you be victorious coming up. Good luck to you, Congressman Zeldin, and thank you for being on the program.
Thank you, Harris.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.